Hey, thanks again for joining me. I am your host, Derek Lane, another edition, FastLanePodcast.com. Hey, again, thanks for joining me. Today, let's focus a little bit on how to avoid pitfalls. And what are pitfalls? Well, pitfalls are those things that set you back. Those things that take you off your track, take you out of focus, that hinder you, things that set you back. Again, obstacles that get in your way on your path to success. So avoiding pitfalls is it something that you can do? Is it something that you can say, oh, I'm going to avoid every pitfall that comes my way? Well, sometimes we can't. Sometimes we just don't see them. And then sometimes small pitfalls can be used to our advantage. We just have to recognize that in the time. But for the most part, pitfalls are hindrances. Okay? So, they go against your life. They go against your track. They're negatives. Okay, so what do we do to avoid pitfalls? Well, first thing we do is to avoid negative people. People that have a negative outlook, people that have cynicism in their hearts. They don't want you to do good because it justifies their mediocre success or limited success. If you want to be the top of your game and you want to strive and work hard and work your butt off and be successful at whatever endeavor that you have in mind, it does take a lot of work. It does take focus. It takes training. And recognizing missteps, pitfalls is part of that. It's part of what you work on to avoid. In other words, when you're working so hard on success, don't forget to work hard on eliminating negative. Again, I've talked about negative people. Now, you say, well, I never associate with negative people. Well, sometimes you can't help from it. They're in our world. They in our workspace. They're, if you're negotiating with a company and you've got someone that's negative, you've got to deal with it. So learning how to deal with negative people is very much paramount to your success. So learn how to deal with negative people. Avoid negative people if at all possible. Okay, now avoiding pitfalls means that you have to have a plan. What is your plan? Now, I've talked to you week in and week out about ways to succeed, ideas to consider, thoughts to promote, but do you have a plan? Do you have a plan of success? Now, that plan means you got to work your plan. Anybody can come up with a plan, but if you don't work it, it's, you've wasted your time. Why bother? Work your plan. And here's the important thing about working a plan. Once you start working a plan and you understand that, hey, this works, but in my plan, this doesn't work, renegotiate your plan. Redraft your plan as you go along, but work it. Absolutely work it. It's important to you in your career and your self-development, your self-awareness, that you know who you are every moment of every day. And that can change, and that's okay. Just make sure that you adapt the changes and the goals and the plans that you have set for yourself. Invite supportive people into your world, into your hemisphere. Invite supportive people, people that will stand with you, that understand your vision, and adopt you into their success, into you into theirs, their into yours, whatever. You get what I'm saying. It's a two-way road. Make sure that you've got positive people around you. Get rid of the people that punch holes in everything you do, and they pretend to be your friends. Understand that. Look, this journey is yours, and if you're relying on someone else to make your success, you better stop right now and start thinking about it. You better stop right now and think, hey, my success is my success. I'm going to create it with or without you. It's great if you have supportive people, like I mentioned. Surround yourself with supportive people, and have them assist you in your endeavors. But just make sure 100% that is it. That's your success. That you're moving forward. No matter what you do, you are moving forward. Are you keeping up with the news? Are you letting the news get you down? Please tell me you're not. Just be aware of your surroundings, your community. Be a positive influence in your family, your community, because that's what gives back. Only positive outflow gives positive input. So make sure that you're not dwelling on all of the negatives and all of the things that aren't right and complaining about everything that's not right. You know, I remember Dr. Wayne Dyer stating that in his conversations he had someone mention to him that the world was a bad place. And he said, no, it's perfect. And the person said, well, if it's perfect, why do we have starvation? We have murders, we have crime, we have all of these bad things going on. And Wayne said, because it's unacceptable. We as a nation, we as a community, we as a society find all of those things unacceptable. If we didn't work to correct things, if we didn't work so hard to eliminate the negatives, if we just allowed them to be, then yes, the world is imperfect. In other words, you can't control everything, but your desire to make things positive and 100% right is what drives you. It's what drives our society. It's what allows you to make a difference. I think at the end of the day, making a difference not only in your own life, but in your community, in your family, in your friends, making a positive difference and having people recognize that you have something special about you. You have something not a lot of people have. And whatever that is, please take advantage of it. Please move forward with it. Embellish it. So, pitfalls, having a game plan, making sure that you're in trusted company, avoiding, all the scenarios that could be negative, and being conscious. So many times we go through our whole day of just going through the motions. We allow so much clutter in our life because either we expect it or we allow it. If you just make a decision to be conscious of your complete time, every waking minute, and allow your brain to be positive, allow your mindset to be positive, and not let the negatives sink in, you can change your world almost overnight just by allowing yourself the positive vibrations, the universal flow of positive creation, the goodness of your heart and your soul to shine through. Pitfalls, well, they may be there, but they don't have to be as big as we expect them to be. They don't have to be nearly as chaotic as they've been in the past. Just make sure that you're on the right track, in the right mindset, in the right frame of mind. Be awakened of your consciousness every day, every minute. Give thanks and blessings to the things that you have that are right in your life. So many times we forget to say, hey, thank you for this, thank you for that. All we do is complain, I don't have this, I don't have that. Complaining that I don't have something is not gratitude for the things that I do have. Acknowledging gratitude for the things that we have will help clear your path of negative obstacles. Okay, a little short on the podcast than normal, but not too bad. Again, I just wanted to touch this subject a little bit because it was kind of brought to my attention that, things happen and it seems like they're out of our control. Yeah, they are, but they aren't. We control everything in our life. External forces is a big deal, but we can minimize those things by doing the things that we have to do to surround ourselves with supportive, positive thoughts and feedbacks. And you can reach me, Derek, at FastlanePodcast.com. Derek at FastlanePodcast.com. Love to hear from you. If you've not sent me a message before, feel free to do so. If it's just, hey, thanks, or I don't understand something, or, can you elaborate, whatever. I've had all of those, and I appreciate them. So, Derek at FastlanePodcast.com. Find me on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeart, Google Play, Spotify, on and on and on. And the response each week, each month gets larger, and I appreciate it. I really do. I do this, I don't know, I just feel like it's what I'm supposed to do. I feel like that, sharing thoughts, sharing positive ideas and reinforcement is just beneficial throughout the world. I appreciate you. I love you all. And have a wonderful and awesome week this week. Again, Derek, FastlanePodcast.com. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.